I honestly don't even know how to begin this video because I just saw that there are only 3 choices from the previous Dragon Age games that are relevant to Dragon Age Veilguard. Only 3. Now, we can all just take a moment quickly to realize how ridiculous that is. Because just in Dragon Age Inquisition, there are multiple choices that could have a direct impact on the next game. There are choices that have an established direct link to Dragon Age Veilguard, and we don't get to make those choices. Those choices don't matter in the next game. Honestly, there is nothing that has been shown so far, nothing that we've seen that is more telling about the state of Dragon Age Veilguard than the fact that we only get 3 choices from the previous games. I mean, my goodness, man. The Warden that we leave in the Fade, not important. Fair enough, I get that. But the Warden that goes to Weishaupt, seeing as we are going to visit Weishaupt in Veilguard, we don't see anything like that. We don't know who that is. We don't even get a codex entry, nothing. Who drank from the Well of Sorrows, Morrigan or the Inquisition? We don't get to choose that, which is curious because both of those characters have been confirmed to be in Dragon Age Veilguard. So we don't get to make that choice. We don't get to say what happened there. You have other choices in the previous games, like in Dragon Age Origins, you had the Architect, who is one of the original Tevinter Magisters who went into the Fate and supposedly caused the first blight. That is directly linked to what's happening in Veilguard. You know, the dark ritual that Morrigan performed in Dragon Age Origins that had a direct link to Dragon Age Inquisition, where you potentially met the child that was conceived from that dark ritual. That has an impact on what could happen in Veilguard, and we just get nothing. You know, I made 2 videos on this channel about what we want back in the next Dragon Age game. And you know what was never, I never mentioned, I never even spoke about, was that your choices in the previous games should matter in this game. I never even mentioned it. And do you know why I never mentioned it? Because it's a given. This is a BioWare game. It is a given that your previous choices has to matter in the current game, even if it is just in the form of a codex entry or just in the form of a little plaque on the base of a statue. They have to matter. So not for a moment did I even consider to mention that is something that should come back in the next game, because it was a given. It is part of the DNA of a BioWare game. It is the one thing that separates BioWare RPGs from other RPGs. Even comparing to a game like The Witcher, right? That's one character that you play over 3 games, but your choices have very little impact from one game to the next. And that's fine, because it's not a BioWare game. It was just, I mean, even from The Witcher 2 to The Witcher 3, you had more choices from your previous playthrough than you will in Veilguard. And that is what BioWare is known for. It is the one thing that sets them apart, and they have completely disregarded it. So now we've gone from Veilguard completely disregarding Dragon Age Origins fans to now apparently disregarding all Dragon Age fans, including Inquisition fans. Then there's the argument that you have new players, you want to bring in the new players, and you don't want to overwhelm new players. I mean, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, okay? Do you think new players are going to come on board this game if the existing players say that it's trash? The existing fan base says the game is crap. Do you think you're going to get new people? No. you're not going to get new customers if the existing customers say it's crap. That is sales 101. You keep your return customers coming back first. Then you try and get new players or new customers. Obviously, we have not played the game yet, so it is near impossible to say what really is the state here. But if, like I said before, if there's anything that is telling about the state of Veilguard, this is it. Everything else can be written off as a creative choice or as a design choice, or, where they committed to a vision and they stuck to it. It's an art direction, whatever. Everything can be justified up to this point. But the fact that they only give you 3 choices from all previous games, that is the biggest red flag. That suggests to me that we are very soon going to get a report from Jason Schreier about what went wrong with Dragon Age Veilguard. And we might find out that this game was made in 24 months. That's what this feels like. It feels like they didn't have the time to look at all these different choices just from Inquisition. Forget the other 2 games. Just from Inquisition, to make sure that all the choices you made there are relevantly carried through to Veilguard. It feels like they just didn't have the time. So they just kind of, I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss about this one. I am going to be playing the game, and I will be reviewing it. But yeah, this one, whatever hope I had that this game might be good, is very quickly waning away. Anyway, that's just a little bit of a quick rant about the current state of affairs surrounding Veilguard. Still, let's try not to get overly emotional about this. It is still just a game, There are plenty of other RPGs out there, good RPGs, that I'm now beginning to look into. I started a Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 playthrough for the purpose of playing Baldur's Gate 3. There's Pillars of Eternity series that's apparently very good. You have Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. There's a lot of games that, we can sink our teeth into, make peace with the fact that the BioWare that we once, or the BioWare games that we once loved are gone, and there's a lot of other things to do and a lot of other games to play, so we'll survive, and the world will keep turning. I'm rambling. Cheers, everybody.